How can AI automate non-emergency calls for 911 dispatchers? That's what I'm going to show you today. So today I'm going to show you how you can create an AI dispatch voice agent in Griddspace using our AI voice agent Grace. And so you can automate non-emergency calls and then also transfer the critical emergency calls to the right dispatch agent. Now I'm going to first jump into the demo and show you non-emergency calls and how Grace handles that. And then afterwards also show you a non-emergency call that turns into critical emergency calls, which then Grace can listen to keywords and then transfer that caller over to an agent immediately.
911, what's your emergency?
Yes, hi, I would like to report a noise disturbance.
I understand you're reporting a noise disturbance. I'll collect some details before sending out an officer. Can you describe the type of noise and where it's coming from?
My neighbor is playing loud music from next door.
Got it. How long has the noise been going on?
It's been going on for 2 hours.
Understood. What is the address or general location of the noise disturbance?
Well, I live in Maple Valley 21, but they live in Maple Valley 22, Los Angeles.
Thank you. Have you tried speaking with your neighbor about the noise?
No.
Lastly, may I have your name in case an officer needs to follow up?
Yes, it's John Smith.
Thank you, John Smith. I will send your information over to a dispatcher who will send out a police officer to check on the noise disturbance. Goodbye.
So as you see here, our voice agent Grace was able to detect that this was a non-emergency call. She was able to then collect information from me about where the noise disturbance was coming from and my name and details for them to send those details over to the dispatcher, which then can then send out an officer from there. Again, automating these non-emergency calls, so the critical ones can go to the live agents. Now I'm going to quickly show you what happens if the non-emergency actually turns into a critical emergency.
911, what's your emergency?
Yes, hi, I would like to report noise disturbance.
I understand you're reporting a noise disturbance. I'll collect some details before sending out an officer. Can you describe the type of noise and where it's coming from?
Yes, it's coming from my neighbor next door, playing loud music.
Got it. How long has the noise been going on?
Oh my God, I just heard shooting.
I understand this is an emergency. Stay calm. I'm connecting you to the appropriate emergency responders now. If it's safe, please stay on the line and be ready to provide more details. Help is on the way.
As you just saw here, this was a non-emergency call that turned into a critical emergency call. And she then picked up on these keywords, which was then, in this case, it was shooting. And she will then afterwards then immediately go into another path where she will transfer the caller to a live agent straight away. Now I'm going to go behind the scenes and show you how we have set this up in Griddspace. Now right now we are in the playbook sections and we are inside our own playbook for this call or the script of the whole flow. And here we have a node system where we are then choosing the paths of where the caller goes through. So here we have our start node or inlet node where then we have the options here for 911 what's an emergency. And then we have a few routes here. Now these are kind of set routes for non-emergencies. So we have lost and found, no disturbances, vandalism, trespassing, etc. And here you can create as many options or paths as you would like, which you can then go into the path. You can ask questions here. You can see you can ask questions and you save this into these tags. You can store the information and then you can choose what kind of response you would like to get. So yeah, you can address, is it a place, is it a person, is it a date? You can be very specific here. You can also make the questions here optional if you would like. So the person doesn't have to answer all the questions, but also of course in these 911 or emergency calls, things can change. And also not every call is non-emergency. So that's why we all have these on the side. We have these called shortcuts. Now these are listening to specific keywords, like for this guy, this is running to a fire department. So fire, smoke, explosion, gas leak, or police, gunshot, stabbing, shooting. So here we have put in keywords that are going to trigger this route, or it's going to then transfer the caller out to a live dispatcher. And then you can see here inside our normal routes, these shortcuts are enabled. So Grace is always listening to these specific keywords. So if if it starts out as with these keywords, it goes here. And also if it changes during the call to a critical emergency, she will then immediately go this route. Okay, this is emergency. We'll transfer you over to a dispatcher. And as you see here, also for automating the routing, we have then created 3 categories. So we have for fire department, police department, and medical emergencies. And now you can also create as many of these as you like. And then again, you can add as many keywords listening to as you would like. Next, we're going to go into the bot section, and this is the voice agent of the Overflow. This is the actual voice agent that will lead the caller through the playbook. And if you go in here to the bot settings, we can see here we can choose some settings like her name, the company she's working for, and also their title. So if someone asks like, who are you? Then I'm a Grace dispatcher. And then you can set the time zone, and here you can choose her personality. So you can make her more meticulous, she can be more empathetic, she can be less empathetic, she can be more articulate or more fluid or faster. So she's very customizable depending on the use case. And at the bottom here, you can set the number of failovers. This is basically a number which then grades how many tries she will get. So maybe sometimes she can't pick up on what the caller says. And if she can't pick up that, let's say 2 times in emergency situations, it needs to move fast. Then, okay, sorry, I couldn't help you. It will then transfer over to agent immediately after 2 tries of her trying to pick up on what the caller is trying to convey. And lastly here we have our call flow. We are in the call flow section. And this is then collecting all these things together, the playbook and the voice agent. And then first here, as you see here, we have our inlet node, which is the number they're calling in from. And of course, after they're called in, they go straight into the voice agent or the playbook, the script. We have selected our voice agent and our playbook, or script we're using. And then we see here we have some outcomes, but at the bottom here we have some default outcomes. And this is very useful for, let's say here, we have an escalate option. And this is basically what happens whenever the caller says, I want to speak to a live agent or a human. It then escalates to this kind of outcome, which is this outlet node right here, which is then transferring the caller to a live agent. And also this is the error page, which is basically if she's not, and also this is the error outcome. So basically if she's not able to help them, she will then transfer the caller straight to the agent. So all scenarios should be covered inside here as well. And that was the setup. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to leave a comment below. We'll answer the questions you have there. If you'd like to see more demos like this, you can go into our website, gradespace.com, to check out Grace in different scenarios. Just you can go in and create a free trial account if you would like to play around with Grace for yourself. Alright, I hope this video was helpful for you, and thank you for watching.